What is the problem? When it comes to the rear seats, they aren't latching properly. The first thing to look at is this piece here. You need to adjust it slightly in and out, but once you clear the head of the bolt, okay, you can see it's not very tightened down. Actually, I just realized that because of the amount of times I've slammed it. So another lesson there is you definitely do need to have some small vice grips in there, like I think I had in the removal video, and then tighten this with another set of vice grips if it's eaten like this, or else you use the H5 here. But this is the first thing, okay? Adjust the threads here if you aren't getting it going in properly. The second thing is this needs to be out when you are trying to latch in. But I spent about an hour. I read up on it a bit. Let's see if anything's changed. No, nothing. You see? And the keyhole, yeah, I've dealt with all that. But it does not lock. Now let's go to the other side. You see, I never really used that function much ever in this car in the 2 years I've had it. So I can't even tell if it's always been like this or if it's an adjustment problem on reinstall. But the point that's important to make here with my car as an example is it could definitely be a reinstall thing, because there's a low chance both latches broke at the same time or that both have never worked, although it's possible. Okay, so this is most likely going to be an adjustment thing. But look, see, the red latch is popping up. Trust me, it's unlocked. I tried a million positions of the key, moving this, poking in there. All the functions in here work. Okay, by hand you can adjust this. Okay, you can completely lock it. All right, I'm not going to do it right now, but there's two positions that you can do it. You can fully lock it too. And then playing with the key and the latch a little bit, you can always get this back to the open position. But even on this side, see, this is a lot tighter. Whatever method I used, it's far tighter than the other side. Okay, so I got to work on it a little bit. But again, another lesson there. The idiot that did the reverse camera for the previous owners on the other side that stripped it makes it a lot harder to tighten that side. Just dealing with it. Okay, strip bolt is always a YouTube unfriendly word to deal with. So let's see here. Let me show you guys that everything is in that position there. And when you push it, you see, it just wants to flop back. It will not engage. And I've looked at the bolt. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's fine. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try adjustments of that. Come on, focus. Adjustments of that bolt back there on both sides. Then some have said there's a hole in here that I can push in and out to adjust something. But I don't have the issue of this being locked or any kind of seizing there. So I'll let you guys know what fixes it. So looking from the back on both of them, when you pull it closed, see, I accidentally locked it there, which is why I didn't go in. It's hard to film this alone, but you see, there's the bolt. You can check for clearance like this. I mean, German car, there might always be other plastics in there that are restricting stuff, but see, this should be locking, but you can see that it is not. So let's see if I figure this out. For those who are having a Captain Obvious moment, you have to unlock the key, okay? If you lock it, like right now, I put it in the lock position, and it will not come out because there's a keyhole on top of here, okay? Some of you might not see it, but it's 99% common sense. Just thought I'd mention that. And when I say lock position, I manually put it in the lock position. So you see that's that there. You see the red tab has gone in. This will not move because it's locked. But there's two positions of this. The last one, it goes in and it clicks. And like this, obviously it won't lock. But I'm going to unlock it and we'll see what we can do. I also thought of greasing this, but it doesn't seem like the mechanism has that kind of an issue. But we will see. So see, there's a position of everything. You see, when you push it, oh man, you need a friggin' helper to do this stuff properly. Okay, look. When you push it, it takes a good amount of force. Okay. And of course it locked the key. No. Okay. This is why I'm thinking grease might fix it, okay? I have to push it pretty hard, and then it releases. That adjustment screw thing, I really don't think is that big of a deal. You just need to have it the correct amount of threads out so that it can clear everything, because at the end of the day, it's just a bolt that's the same diameter the whole way around that clicks in, and eventually it's supposed to land inside that groove and go back with it. So German cars, things are sensitive. I have some lithium grease here. The main reason I use this, I use it on a lot of stuff, but it really helps with squeaky garage doors. But I won't get too off topic. Luckily, I found it, and I'm just gonna douse the inside of that with it. Then maybe we'll adjust the bolt again. But I'm trying not to take the latch apart, and I hope that this car had functioning seats before I bought it, because like I said, I have no idea if these ever worked, or if people have just been sitting back there with backrest held on by hopes and dreams in the top left corner. So as you can see, I went a bit too far to town, and it was in the lock position. Probably should have done it in the unlock position, but we'll do that too afterwards. But having that red nozzle thing you saw in the previous clip is important, because you can really get in there, whatever springs, whatever mechanism it is. We're trying to do it quick style first before we delve into it more, but there we go. Actually, yeah, while we're here, so you can see that I'm doing this with no method. Okay, I don't know what's going on in there. I'm just really gonna dousing everything a little bit, and hopefully I don't. Let's see what happens, okay? Let's give her. I didn't think it would make any difference, and it has not. It has just made things messier. So there is some kind of an adjustment issue somewhere. I'll keep looking at it. So back with you. I just did the one slam with you on camera there. And check it out, okay? Come on, zoom. This is where the grease landed. So that was actually very good indication, is put the grease in and see where the latch lands. And you can see I'm at the outermost limits of the bolt. So seriously turning this, geez, I can't even say. Yeah, turning it this way, a few more threads. Let's see if that helps. So I'm gonna hold on to the 18mm nut with the mini vice grips on the side, like I think I've shown in the removal video. I'm gonna drop my H5 in this side because it's healthy. Wind it out a couple more screws, and I'll get back with you. Just to give you an idea of what I've done and what I'm using, I couldn't find my H5 socket, which is fine. So the Allen key L-shaped thing, whatever they're called. It doesn't matter that that clip there just got cut off, because none of this matters, but I'm happy. I'm going to keep all those clips in the video. I bet you all the people, not all, a vast majority of the people on that forum thread with these kind of problems who've solved it with grease and adjusting stuff and doing this and that. Because like I said, that bolt, the adjustment doesn't matter that much as long as the latch touches it. So I had grease on this side. You guys remember that. So what I did is I went on the other side, no grease, no adjustment, with that loose bolt that goes into the side bolster, the messed up one on the driver's side there. And I just slammed it, okay? Here is what was happening. So I slammed that once, it locked, it unlocks, everything perfectly fine, all right? What I was doing was I was treating this thing like my Honda Civics, which is you just tink, you push the latch and it goes in. And it's a German car. There's so much stuff on this car that's fragile that breaks. So the big lesson here with your seats before you start taking them apart and buying new latches and stuff is just slam the shit out of it and it will lock. German engineering, tough stuff is what you have to believe for the seat backrests on the RS4. So sometimes these silly things happen to all of us, but that's what happens when you try to take care with a car that requires care and asks for it when you're working on everything else on it. But then all of a sudden, for something odd like this, it required a hard slam. And yeah, it's been missing that piece since the day I got it. It's usually never visible and the seats are all the way forward. So yeah, you guys saw it on film, so I had to say something. But yeah, just slamming them did it. And I'll show you guys right now, if I can, one-handed, that everything is working just fine. So here we are on this side. Again, the grease made absolutely no difference, okay? So, completely good. And the latch doesn't, see? when you push it like a softie, like a Honda, it won't lock. All right, push it hard and it's locked. The other side's fine. It makes a lot of sound in the house and it's nighttime, so I'm not gonna do the other. No, you know what, I have to do the other side. I can't make a video and leave this stuff so people don't believe it, because that's what I always hate in videos. So here it is. See, unlocked. Good, good. See, see, this is another good point. Those people who complain about rattles, remember I told you that, look at that, it's locked but it's rattling. So I might have helped some of you with rattles from the back seat. Come check and see if some idiot has stripped this bolt and you weren't able to tighten it down properly. Hear that? So I'm gonna tighten this properly and this will go away. I'm gonna do it right now, but I'm not gonna put it on camera. So once this is tight, everything is fine. But see, didn't lock. That time it did lock, but there's a possible vibration if some of you have it from your rear seat, is the tightness of that bolt. So I'll tighten that down and we are good.